Well, good afternoon, everybody. I just want to start off by just saying thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here and talk to you guys this afternoon. I know I've been here, I was first here, I think probably about a little over 2 years ago was the first time I came and spoke with you guys. So I know I recognize a few of you. There's a few others that I don't recognize. So if any of you are not familiar with Train Your Brain, or this is like completely new to you, go ahead and raise your hand. That's okay. Everybody else, awesome. So for the rest of you, this will probably be a lot of review and kind of just a refresher of like what you guys have already known. But I just wanted to take this time to just kind of give a little refresher about our Train Your Brain program, what it is, what we do, and kind of what makes it so fun. So the big thing, so Train Your Brain, we first launched it probably about 20 years ago now, and it was formed by the Center Foundation. And so if you guys aren't kind of familiar with what has happened in the past, over the past year, the center was acquired by St. Charles, and so we are now officially all part, for the past year now, have been part of St. Charles. And so the exciting part is that they have picked up and continued this program of what was led by the Center Foundation and what was pioneered by us for the past 20 years. And we're excited that it's going to continue and is still going on. But the main, focus of why this program is so important is it's all about recognizing the need for helmet safety and brain injury prevention for kids in our area. And so it focuses on brain education and helmet safety. And so we take this little rubber brain out to all the elementary schools, focus on third grade classrooms and teach them, one, what this brain is, and we pass it around. They get to look at it and squeeze it and smell it and say ew and gross. And all that fun stuff, but most importantly, then we tell them what their brain does and why it's so important to protect it. And then we bring in these helmets and teach them about what's the importance of a helmet, why they should wear a helmet, when they should wear a helmet, and how to make sure that their helmet fits properly to make sure that they are appropriately training their brain. And so the reason why, this is so important is that, research and our evidence has found that just the simple act of wearing a helmet reduces the risk of serious injury by up to 88%. Then we also, part of the reason why we're out here talking to you guys, we also talk about this to the kids, and we send pamphlets home with the kids to take home to their parents and to their parents, because we really want to try to spread the word and the importance of why it's important to wear the helmet, so that there's lots of people in our community all wearing bicycle helmets, because we believe that if the kids see examples of their adults or their parents and their mentors and their teachers all wearing a helmet, then they will be more likely to wear a helmet too. So we really try to drive that point home. And then we drive home the importance of why they should always wear a helmet, focusing on to the kids that they don't know when they're going to get in an accident. They don't know when they're going to get in a crash. They don't know when something's going to happen. And it just takes one time of them not wearing a helmet for something bad to happen. And so we really reinforce that point of making sure that they always wear a helmet. And we talk about the activities of when they should wear a helmet: bicycle riding, skateboarding, rollerblading. We make it fun, unicycling, adding that in. We talk about how the helmets that we have here are specifically for non-motorized activities on wheels. And so we always get questions, what about ATV riding? What about rock climbing? What about all this type of stuff? And so we say, we touch on that and we reinforce that yes, all those situations you absolutely should be and need to be wearing a helmet, but that the helmets that we're specifically talking about and that we're giving out are only for those non-motorized activities. So we touch on that. And then, the most important thing is yes, we believe that it's important for them to always wear a helmet, but we know that then they need to have something to take them home take home with. They need to know how to apply that information. So we teach them a bunch of fun, easy rules on how to make sure their helmet fits properly. First one is obviously always wear the helmet. If you've been to one of our presentations before, you see that we teach the 2-finger rule of 2 fingers from their eyebrows to the top of their helmet. This helmet is obviously too small for me. You teach them about using the V to make sure that there's the V strap, the V encasing their ears, and then buckling up, making sure that they always buckle their helmets and that they can fit about 2 fingers underneath the chin strap. So we teach them those rules, we have them apply it, we have them practice it on how to make sure that it fits properly. And then we get to the fun part. And so this is probably really easily the highlight of the presentation is our melon drop, and that's after we have told them when they should wear a helmet, why they should wear a helmet, how to wear a helmet. Then we say, okay, does anyone want to do a fun science demonstration? Do you guys like to see, let's see this in real action, why you should wear a helmet. And so, have any of you guys been, I know I did a melon drop the first time I came here, but you guys have all seen it. So if you haven't, should play this video here. So we have 2 melons, and we take 1 melon and we put the melon in the helmet, and we have the kids practice what they've already learned and reinforce all the rules on how to make sure that the helmet fits properly for the melon. We have a kid get up on the table. So that's the boring part, or the exciting part. We tell this little story about the melon going on a bike ride, cat running across the road. Sometimes it's a dog, sometimes it's a cat, and they crash and they fall, and that happens. Or nothing happens, which is a good point. Then we get to the next demonstration with a melon not wearing a helmet. And the melon smashes.
Are you cutting it?
Do we cut it in advance?
Yeah.
No, they're fresh melons. And that actually is one of the better smashes that we typically get. We found that it's better to get a little bit unripe, harder melon, actually, believe it or not. Smashes a little bit better. When we get the soft, really ripe melons, they don't have quite the same reaction and effect. And so, and it's always good to get a good burly kid that's not afraid so that he throws it down too. Sometimes when we get a timid kid, they just kind of drop it. But we use that, and we talk about like, hey, we know that this is kind of crude and a little bit graphic, but we really want to drive home the importance of why it's really important that you guys always wear a helmet. And we've talked about how you don't know, it kind of cuts out in the video, but we talk about how the melon that day, he woke up, he wanted to go on a bike ride, thought, hey, I don't want to wear my helmet. I've never been in a crash before. I'm a really good bike rider. This is not going to happen to me. And then just having that one unexpected thing happening that you don't plan for, and then they get in a crash and they hit their head, and we use the melon as the visual. And so it really helps. It gets the kids excited. They react really big. And then we just use that as an opportunity to just say, please don't let this happen to you, and always wear your helmet. And so then after that, the great point is any kid that does not have or needs a free helmet, we give them a free helmet. Our staff, along with the volunteers, which have been many of you guys, then every kid gets properly fitted with a brand new helmet and goes home with a helmet. And so last year, in 2025, these were our overall numbers. We went to 33 schools across the 3 counties in this area, which is, I think, every single public elementary school in Central Oregon. We reached nearly 2,200 students as far as the number of 3rd graders that sat in the presentations and heard the importance of always wearing a helmet. And then we gave out just under 900 free helmets to kids and families that identified that they did not have a helmet or needed a new helmet. So, in Redmond alone, we're going into, I think this is going into the third year that you guys have supported our program. We're very grateful and excited to do this. So this is the impact that you guys have had, in 2024 across the 8 schools, elementary schools in the Redmond School District. We reached about 528 students and gave out helmets to just about half of those kids. So one out of every 2 kids and third graders in the Redmond School District said that they did not have or needed a new helmet. And then in 2025, our numbers were very, very similar. So, over the past 2 years, over 1,000 kids have heard the importance of always wearing a helmet, and about 500 kids have gotten a new helmet thanks to your guys' support. So we're really grateful for that, and hopeful that you guys will continue to support us as we continue to grow and expand and spread this important information to the kids in the area. So we hit, I think I didn't touch on this earlier, we hit third graders at the schools, and we just do it to every third grade classroom. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, we think that's kind of at the age where they're starting to gain a lot of independence and starting to go out on bicycle riding on their own or with their friends, and they're away from their parents, who are the ones that are kind of hounding them to always wear a helmet. And so that hopefully as they start to practice that independence, that they'll remember the good habits. And they're just kind of at the right age to appreciate the information and appreciate the importance of the information and taking it seriously as well too. And then that way we hit, as the students go through and progress through, everybody, we hit everybody on their way through. So, yeah. I know Dave touched on it earlier, as far as I think you guys had already spread out the schedule and the dates. These are the dates that will be in Redmond to do presentations. We're going to every school in Central Oregon. We have 33 schools on the schedule, but these are the ones that are specifically within the Redmond School District. So we're always grateful to have volunteers. Our staff of athletic trainers do the presentations, but oftentimes, especially at some of the bigger schools, there'll be 30 or more kids waiting in line for helmets. And so the more people that we have and volunteers to help us get through that process of fitting kids with helmets is a huge help, and we're greatly appreciative of any volunteers and support that we have. But it's also just fun to get out in the community and interact with the kids, who are always so excited and grateful and really fun to talk to. And I'm excited, not in Redmond, my daughter's in third grade this year, so she's been looking forward to, for several years now, when it's time for us to come to her school and do the Train Your Brain presentation. So that'll be a fun part for me to go and talk to her class and her friends as well too. So but yeah, anyways, that's all I have. Just wanted to say thank you to you guys and give you a little bit of update on where we're at, and I'm really happy to answer any questions that you guys have as well too.
So if you are, then you have to do it bilingual?
I should have, sorry, I copied and pasted my notes over. They identify it as bilingual so that we know to bring, we have a rack card that we send home to every kid. And then we have a poster that we go, and so we have English and Spanish versions of that. So that's more from my notes so that I know to bring enough. We don't do a bilingual presentation. They've said that it's not necessary, that most of the kids speak English. It's the families that when they go home, a lot of their parents don't speak English. So that's why that's labeled on there. And I just was copying and pasting off the notes and left that part on there.
Having a connection with St. Charles, do you, by chance, have any numbers, how many kids come in with head injuries?
Well, I don't have those numbers off the top of my head, and I could probably look into getting that. That's really important. I will say, in our work, because as if you remember, we provide the athletic trainers to the high schools as well too, and so that's a big part of my role is supervising the athletic trainers that cover all the sports at the high schools in the area. And so we serve 8 high schools in Central Oregon, and just in sports, we have about 200 concussions every year that we deal with. And that's just high school sports, and I know that number is, we don't have the same number for how many young kids come in, middle school, elementary schools. So it's, I'm sure, significantly higher than that.
Can you tell us who the other sponsors are for the Redmond?
So right now, First Interstate Bank is our other main sponsor for the program, and they've sponsored our program for a long time. And then the Sisters Kiwanis Club sponsors it within Sisters as well too. Yep.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you mind if we take a quick picture?
Not at all.
I'll get in big
You want to get it
trouble.
on the screen?
Oh yeah.
Train my brain.
And like Stuart was saying, this is the 3rd year. Yeah, please come out, Marcus.
With you.
This is the 3rd year that we have sponsored this program, and so we are issuing their check today.
Oh, check two. Very cool. Okay. Excuse me, babe. Oh, nice. 1, 2. I'll take just a couple, so, or I'll get in trouble with Barb.